Hey guys, it's Jennifer Burr. I'm going to walk you through a tutorial for writing samples for TELPAS calibration. So we have 4 samples to rate, and so for that you're going to need your TELPAS rater manual and the writing samples that were in the attachment in the email that I sent out. So be sure that you have your manuals open to the correct pages of the PLDs, which start on page 31. So once you have that, we can go ahead and get started. Let's look at sample 1 from a 2nd grade student. So go ahead and read through the samples and rate student 1 using your PLDs, and we'll come back and we'll talk about it. All right, good luck. All right, so how did you do? Student 1, the 2nd grade student, was given a rating of advanced high because this student's writing was very close to grade level with his peers. He was able to write with ease and very familiar with the topics. His writing was consistent. The only mistakes were made when the vocabulary was like a low use vocabulary word. So that's why the grade of advanced high was given. All right, let's go ahead and try another sample. Student sample grade 3, so sample 2. All right, check it out. So student 2, in the 3rd grade samples, was given the rating of beginning. As you could probably tell, the samples were very short. This student was not able to clearly write about any of the topics with any sort of clear writing pattern. So that's why this student sample was rated as beginning. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to sample 3. This is a 5th grade student, so go ahead and read through those samples, assign the rating that you think is most clearly defined by the PLDs, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so student 3, our 5th grade student, received a rating of intermediate. So let's talk a little bit about the differences between a beginning student and an intermediate student. So a beginning student, you see a lot of choppy sort of sentences that don't make a lot of sense when you read them. So with the intermediate samples, we start to see writing that's in some form of accurate writing sample patterns. You probably see a lot of repetition of words that are familiar to the student, so maybe rephrasing the same statement several times in several different ways. That is a characteristic of an intermediate student. So we have 1 sample left. Let's look at the 8th grade sample, student 4. Go ahead and read through it, and we'll see you right back here. All right, so for our last sample, our 8th grade student, that student's rating was intermediate. So what we can do is, when you look at the differences between the intermediate sample from the 5th grade student to the 8th grade student, you might recognize that the 8th grade student was really able to produce a lot of writing. And that doesn't determine the rating that you give them. So don't let that throw you off. The amount of writing does not weigh into what rating you give them. So the intermediate samples both had some characteristics of primary language errors. You saw a lot of repetitious vocabulary being used throughout all of the samples. And there were some primary language syntax mistakes. So again, don't let the amount of writing that a student can produce sway you in your ratings. So that's it. That's the 4 rating samples that we're going to go over. I will attach an annotated copy of all of the ratings so you can read over that. So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or email me. I hope that this exercise was beneficial, and good luck with your calibration. Go Titans!